Gordon. Today, the topic will be switching from a blue card to an employee card or vice versa from the employee card to a blue card. What are the rules there? What are the advantages, disadvantages? How is the process? Because that's something you ask us quite a lot. So I wanted to do a live stream about that to explain all the different rules and when it makes no sense to do it, when it makes sense to do it. So let me start with saying that both is possible. If you have an employee card, you can switch to a blue card. If you have a blue card, you can switch to an employee card. The thing is that it's not just like going to the ministry and getting a new card. You are always basically submitting a completely new application. Because the thing you need to understand here is that the employee card or a blue card, like each of them or either of them, both of them, whatever, they're meant for specific position with a specific employer. So the position, and if the position is advertised as a position for an employee card, you cannot use the position as a position for a blue card. And if the position or the vacancy number you get from your employer is meant for blue cards, you cannot use it for employee cards. So basically what needs to happen is if you want to switch from an employee card to a blue card or vice versa, and you want to, let's say there are two options. First, if you're staying with the same employer, then your employer would need to advertise the new position suitable for the card you want to apply for. So if you have an employee card, even if your job meets the requirements for the blue card, your employer would still need to post a new position for blue cards. Because the one you have or you used for your employee card was meant for employee cards only. It's not like the vacancy number can be used for either of those, like for employee card, blue card, doesn't matter. When you're posting as the employer, when you're posting the job advertisement to the labor office and when you're getting the vacancy number, then you need to specify if you want the position to be for an employee card or if you want it to be for a blue card. And once you specify that, it cannot be changed, or it doesn't be like it, you cannot use an employee card vacancy number for a blue card and vice versa. So if you already have an employee card, you meet all the requirements, your salary is high enough, you have the bachelor's degree or whatever, depending on the conditions, and you want to switch to a blue card from the employee card, anyway, your employer will need to post a new job advertisement meant for blue cards, and only once the position gets the vacancy number for blue cards, then you submit a new application to the Ministry of the Interior, and you're submitting a completely new application for a blue card. So the only advantage is that you don't have to go through an embassy. So if you're already in the Czech Republic having an employee card, you don't have to go back to the embassy in your home country or wherever you applied. You can do the switch in the Czech Republic, but A, you will still need the vacancy number. B, you will still need all the documents needed for the blue card because you will be submitting a completely new application. And the same goes the other way around. If you have a blue card and you want to switch to an employee card, you need a new vacancy number, new job advertisement, and all set of documents completely again. The only thing you don't really need to get is a criminal check because you're applying from the country of origin, because you're applying inside of the Czech Republic, so you don't need that. But other than that, you need the same documents: employment contract, proof of accommodation, your diplomas or proof of qualification, new stamps, 2,500 crowns, revenue stamps, new application form, new photos. The whole complete application must be submitted again. So kind of switching from an employee card to a blue card might actually make sense, even though the advantage of a blue card is specifically if you are just applying in the country of origin. So if you are in wherever in the US or India or the Philippines or wherever, and you're deciding if to go for an employee card or for a blue card, okay, in that case, if you meet the conditions for both, go for a blue card, because the blue card is a stronger residence permit, allows you like easier movement within the EU. It is given for a longer period of time, for 3 years instead of 2 years. You can bring your family faster. Your family can work faster if you want them to work. So if you can choose in the beginning if to go for an employee card or for a blue card, go for the blue card. That's like clear. But if you're already in the Czech Republic, getting the blue card for 3 years instead of an employee card which you already have for 2 years might be some advantage, but not really that big in my opinion. Second, about your family, if you've been here long enough to start thinking about a blue card and then switch into the blue card, your family already qualifies for the residence permit anyway, so they will be allowed to work anyway. So the only kind of faster processing that is like important in the beginning if you're choosing either employee card or blue card. So faster processing might be an advantage, but if you're already here and you're just changing the purpose of your stay, the processing time does not really matter anyway. So the only advantage there would be that you can move easier to other EU countries, but that's probably not something your employer will want to support you in. That they get you the blue card and then you move to Germany to work for someone else there. Probably not something they want to do. So really switching from an employee card to a blue card, there are some advantages. Of course, you're upgrading your residence permit. Blue card is better in general than an employee card, but is it worth doing all the stuff? Not sure. Another thing is that you need to keep in mind that for employee cards, there is way more jobs available. I've seen the statistics some time ago, so I don't remember exactly, but I would say there are 5 times more employee card offers than blue card offers. So of course, if you're confident in your experience, education, and abilities to find a new blue card job, of course, switch to the blue card, no problem. The thing is, if something happens with your job and you're not 100% sure you will be able to find a blue card job again, then the employee card gives you way more space because the employee card has way more offers available. So if you get into some tricky situation, having the employee card might actually be a bit safer, might be a bit easier for you to find a job and change employers. Maybe one more thing, okay, the period of time you can be unemployed is a bit longer with the blue card, 3 months or 6 months, depending on how long you have been here, versus 60 days, 2 months with the employee card. But again, it's kind of depends if this is important for you. If you plan on being unemployed for 6 months, okay, then the blue card is a better option for you. But probably if you're switching to a blue card, you don't really want to be unemployed. You probably just want to work on a better paid position or something. So yeah. The other way around, that you would be switching from a blue card to an employee card, I don't think we've ever seen it in our daily life in 12 years of operation and I don't know, 17, 18,000 clients, because it kind of does not make sense. It makes sense from the perspective of having more jobs available, as I mentioned, because there are maybe 5 times more employee card offers or job offers for employee card holders than for blue card holders. But again, is it worth changing? Probably even less. So in the beginning, I was talking about the 2 possible options where you can do this. If you are staying with the same employer, same position, probably makes no sense to make the change. Of course, if you want to do it, we'll be happy to help you with that. If your employer is willing to support you in that, advertise the new position, get you the new vacancy number, all that, of course do it, we'll be happy to help you. If they are kind of not exactly sure, or you're not sure how to ask them or whatever, then just stay where you are. But when it makes sense to change is when you want to change employers, or if you want to change the position within the same company. Because even if let's say you have an employee card and you want to switch positions, there is still some process you will need to go through. The change of employer is not just going to the ministry saying, hey, I have a new job and that's it. You need to go through some process. They anyway need to advertise the new position, wait for the vacancy number. You need to inform the ministry about the change of position 30 days in advance, all that. So at this point, it would make sense to change because they anyway need to advertise the position. So it kind of doesn't really matter if they advertise it for employee cards or blue cards. So in this case, if you're switching positions within the same company, it might make sense to switch the purpose of your stay as well from employee card to blue card or the other way around. If you're changing employers completely, that might make sense as well, because at that point you're basically in the beginning and you can either choose like switching employers the employee card way or switching employers and applying for a blue card completely. So again, it kind of depends on the employer if the new one wants to advertise the position for blue cards or employee cards, depending, and how long they are potentially willing to wait for you. Because in this case, you should definitely play it safe. So let's say stay with your current employer until the blue card or employee card is approved for the new one, because that's the safest way to do it. If you leave the job under the employee card, you only have 60 days to either change the job or switch to a blue card. Similar rules when you go the other way. So if you can keep your current job and meanwhile apply for a blue card with a new job, do that. If they don't want to wait for you that long or something, then probably makes no sense to try to do it and endanger yourself as well. So I think this is it. I believe I covered all the different options. Let me see what questions you have. I'm presenter. Hi Jan, Sound of Nature. Hello, I have a visa and my passport. Let's see if there is something related to this topic, because this is not like an open immigration session. So if there is something, employee card, blah, 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 you can give information, maximum insurance. Guys, if you have these kind of questions like about health insurance and changing from an employee card to Živno visa, please get in touch via email or fill in the form which I have in most of the descriptions of the video, because I will stick to the topic today. This is not like an open session. So if there is any question regarding switching to employee card, blue card, I'll answer that. Otherwise, please get in touch via email and I'll be happy to answer it separately. Thanks for answering email. Can be obtained as soon as employee card. Most employers help you put situation. Can someone that come into work visa school while working? Okay, so no questions related to this switch from an employee card to a blue card or vice versa. So thank you very much, guys, for joining today. Thank you very much for being here. If this was helpful, please share, and I will see you again Thursday, Monday, until the end of the world. Good night.